This will be a walkthrough or like a tutorial for how to use the GameTextReader program. And I'll go through everything, how to set it up. If you have problems with the program not reading your text and everything, I'll show you how some tips and tricks on how to maybe fix that. Yeah, if you haven't used the program before, this is a good way to start because it's really can be a lot at the start. So first off, when you download and open the program for the first time, you'll see this, that Tesseract OCR is not installed. That's totally fine. Tesseract OCR is optical character recognition. It just means that it can find text in images, and with that text, you can do whatever you want. So without this, essentially, you're not able to use the program. It won't work. So it's kind of like in some way the brain of the program. Click OK, and it'll take you to the information window. Right here, it just says that it's not installed. If you want to install it, you click here. You'll get to their release page on GitHub. As we can see, the latest version does not have a Windows install file. If you just go down to like 5.5.0, that one does. So we can just install that one. There we go. Install. Okay. Next. Just do default everything. It's fine. And there we go. That's it. You don't need to open the program. You don't need to do anything. As long as it's just on your computer like that, you're good to go. And yeah, if you then restart the program. If you go into the info page on the top right here, it'll say that it is installed. So now GameTextReader should work as intended. While we're here, here's where you check for updates. So we can do that. Obviously, there's no updates right now. But yeah, if there is any changes or anything, I sometimes leave the upload notes. Like you can read like what I'm working on with new updates and stuff. And if you will want to get notified if there is an update, and you get notified, it checks for an update each time you run the program. So if there is one, you'll get a pop-up. So you don't need to check this every time. Otherwise, if you find bugs or want some new features added, you could do that by going through this form right here, or you could obviously let me know on GitHub. And there's a support here if you want to support, but that's fine. So let's see. You have everything installed, and it looks like this. Let me just bring up a game here. So I'll show you how to make the program read text for you. For instance, this game, it has text on the right side there when you hover over items. So there's two ways of doing this. First, we can add a auto read area. Just click here and set a hotkey for this. So maybe just 1. If I now go into the game and press 1, I'll get a cursor and I can like try to scan the text. But as you can see in this game, it doesn't really work because I have to hover over the item in order to see the text. So that doesn't really work. What we can do then, I'll just press escape to cancel. We can do freeze screen. So if we check that, now hover over the item and then press 1. It'll freeze the screen, and then you can hover over the text. Let me just do this.
Road tires.
So you could basically just play whatever game you want and just do that, and then find stuff you want to scan. Like go over here, and it's like, oh, okay. And then you press your hotkey, scan.
Stay alert.
and go around doing that. That's totally fine. Another way of reading text is, for instance, like this. There's chat boxes and stuff. You don't want to like press your hotkey and then go over each time there's like a new dialogue. To do that, you could add a area. You just go here, select this area that you want to read. Set a hotkey for this area. Let's just do 2. And now, if you go up and save tutorial, I'll save the layout. It's just like that. Now, if I press 2,
Good morning.
it'll read the text in the text box that I set up. So each time I press 2 now, all text that's inside of this box will get read automatically. So now I could just go here. There's new dialogue, and then press 2 again.
So, shall we give our journey another try today?
You can also just set up so it works like that. You can have, if you go to edit, you can add as many areas as you want. And different hotkeys for each one. Set it up. And yeah. Delete. Just click on each one. Stop delete. If you want to bring up this editor or this area while in game, you could add a hotkey to this. So click here, there, and close. So if I now press that hotkey, it'll bring it up. If you're in game, things are moving around and stuff like it did over here, and I want to add let's say add an area over that notebook. I'll go here, but it doesn't work. Like the same problem as before. But if we then do freeze screen when editor opens, check that. We go in the game again, click the hotkey. Now we can add an area over this. Set a hotkey for this. And then let me just make it smaller so we don't need to listen to all the text. Save. There you go. If you now press 3.
Tires designed to perform best in the dry and on road.
That works like that. So each game you can set it up in different ways. Save a loadout and then load the loadout in the program for that game. Other options here, you can select different voices. So here's a lot of voices that I have installed. It might not look, this list might look not as long for you. If you want more voices, you go to the info page or info window right up here. And then you can go to, if you want more voices, you go to this page right here. This version and this version has like a virus thing, which is not good, or it's not. Anyways, that's people have reported that as an issue in the issue here, that there's virus detection. Doesn't mean that it is virus, but anyways, I have myself installed version 2.7. So if you do this, click that one, open this, and just go through and install this. And then if you restart the program again, you should see more voices. So that's that. Speed of the voice, obviously the faster, how fast you want it to talk. So if you could do like 200, and then that was this one. So we do 2. It reads it much faster. Set stop and pause play hotkey. It just means that if you have a lot of text that the program reads, you can click, like, let's say I do enter on the numpad. If it reads text, I can pause it by pressing enter and resume the text reading if I'm pressing enter again. Stop hotkey, it just stops the text entirely. Or stop the reading entirely. Scan history shows you what your previous scans. If you want to listen to your latest scan again, but the text is not available, you can just click another hotkey here. But if I now press minus,
Good morning.
yeah, it'll read good morning. Or you could just go through here and
Stay alert.
click them if you want yourself. Additional options. If you scan like a text box and there is like a username or something in the way that you don't need to like want the program to read, you could add that here by doing test apple banana. Like now the program will never read these words. Or you could do sentences like that. It won't read this entire phrase either. The only thing you need to do is just add the word or sentence and just add a comma at the end. That's it. Ignore usernames. This is just experimental. You can read a little bit about it under here. And ignore gibberish. This is really experimental. It doesn't work that well, but it's something. Better unit detection. That's nice. It reads km, like as kilometers, meters, kilometers per hour. Because sometimes the program doesn't do that. And this will help it do that better. In some games, they have like XP is experience. So if you want the program to actually say experience points rather than XP, you could check this. And there's edit here. If you click this, it'll bring this up. Like I just mentioned, each time the program now sees XP and the text you have scanned, it will then read experience points. You can edit these if you want to, or you can add and make your own rules essentially. So if I do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, then type something here, it will read whatever I type here when it sees 1, 2, 3. And when it comes to full screen programs and games in full screen, program has problems detecting the text and getting like into the game because it needs to lay itself on top of the game. So to fix that, you gotta run your game in borderless windowed mode or borderless mode. If your game does not support borderless mode, there is programs out there like borderless gaming, like here. You can get it on Steam. It costs a little bit, or you can get a version of it on GitHub or other places. There's I use an older version of the program, like this one. You have your game here, just right here, and just you move it to the right, and then when it opens, it'll then run in borderless window mode. That might help if the game is old or doesn't have a borderless option for the game. If you want it in full screen, obviously you could do it fine in windowed mode. If you are playing a game and you want to have mouse right and left click as a hotkey, you could do that by clicking here. Now it will allow right and left mouse. That covers mostly the thing inside of this additional options window, except for apply image processing to free screen. I'll go into this a little bit later. It has to do with, or I guess I could do it now. It has to do with image processing right here. So if you try to read this, if you try to press 1 right now and go over here, it won't read anything. If you go to the scan history, no text detected, even though it clearly says Portal 2. So what we can do to fix that is image processing. Right here, if we mess around with this a little bit, threshold. Let's see, there we go. This doesn't really mean, let me see. To make just change stuff around to make the text pop out more, and then apply processing, and make sure this is enabled. If I now press 1, hover over this text or mark this text, it will then use that image processing to read the text. So the program will see the text much better. So now
Sportal 2.
it actually read S Portal 2 because it thinks that this is an S for some reason. The program is not, that's not on GameTextReader, that's on Tesseract OCR. In the background, that converts the image to text. There's options to maybe fix that as well. And that's when we get to this PSM. I forget what it stands for. It's processing screen, like how it converts the image to text, sort of. If we then do, you can change a little bit around a single word. Let's do that and try again. Not sure if this is going to work at all, but
Portal 2.
I guess. You could try different options and see how it works.
/Sporful 2.
Yeah, I'll just go back to default. So in your use case, it might work better with one of these. And the thing is with the image processing, now that it's enabled, if you open up the debug window here and then scan something like this, it'll then apply this image processing to the screenshot or captured area that I capture. So yeah, it's just dark because of the settings that I made. So that's that. That might make it a little bit better for some games to get the text pop a little bit more. And I think the last thing now is, I think I covered everything inside of here. This automation window. Here it makes things way easier for you if you set this up. For instance, like I showed earlier, you go over to this here and there's text showing up on the right with a yellowish background, right? At the same point of the screen each time. Let's set it up so if I hover over something for, let's say, 1.5 seconds, it will then start reading whatever is on screen. First, I have to set up, let's use this one. It doesn't really have a name, that's fine. But this, number 2 here. And save. And go to these automations. Add a detection area. Here. And we need to set a detection area. So right now with this, same. Now I'm going to scan the area of the screen. I'll add a free screen. Do this. Let me add a hotkey for this. So I can bring it up while in game. There we go. And now I'll just do like a little thing. Doesn't need to be much. There we go. So now the program will look for this image in that certain area of the screen. And if it's a match, it'll activate whatever you set here. So I just set area 2, which is the one that's over the notebook here. And you can adjust the match percent that you want the program to get activated by. So sometimes if you even wanted to be like a corner of a text box, but the text box is transparent, that doesn't mean that it's gonna match 100% each time. So you can adjust that here. I'll just leave it at 80. And to make this all work, you gotta start the monitoring of the areas. So now you can see the image here is 0.4% match. If I move this over here. So now if I want to read this, like I set it to 1.5, so it doesn't activate right as I hover over anything. So I have to like intentionally look over it.
Used to carry extra fuel for those long trips. Use 2-stroke oil on the can too.
Yeah, that works like that. You can set up as many areas like this as you want. And there's, oh, this is how it looks for scanning like the image. This is default for games as I am. You could try different options. I have always used this option, but if you want to try different ones, it's there. But yeah. Other automations you can have is area combos, which is pretty self-explanatory. You have one hotkey, so let's just numpad 3. If I then do area name 1 and then 2, if I now press numpad 3, it will then, let's go in here, first read area name, which is this one. I could just do test 1 and test 2 and save. Test 1 and test 2. If I now press numpad 3, it will first read test 1 and then it will read test 2. So you can have set up different areas around the screen. Because like, let's say this part of the screen you don't want to have recorded or like whatever. So you can set up this however you want. And you can read multiple areas with just one press. That's the idea of it. Or you could actually have this one trigger this one or vice versa. So you can play around with this automation system. The step delay is just if you want to have a delay from when it reads the first area to the next area, you can add like seconds and you will see the countdown here. Yeah, that's pretty much it, actually, I think. I might have forgotten something, but otherwise, yeah, if there's any problems, leave a comment. Send me a bugs or anything you find on the Google forum here if you want to. And yeah, thanks for watching, I guess.